The purpose of this video is to show how jam handy film strips and records were used to train Chevrolet's employees on the many features of the new models that come into their showrooms in the fall of each year. This is a crude method, but the best way I could come up with.
Helping persuade millions of car buyers that the 1956 Chevrolet is the best car in the industry. Chevrolet is the best car in the industry. Money can't buy the praise that the Chevrolet is getting in these magazine articles. Let's see the answers they give to questions that every buyer wants answered. How is the construction? Is it easy to drive? How is the performance? How does it handle? How does Chevrolet compare in roadability? How is the 1956 Chevrolet ride? How is the construction? It's the best. Chevrolet features a rugged, sturdy chassis, body by Fisher, spherical joint front suspension, adding up to the kind of construction your prospects want in the car they buy. Well, we could ask the drivers at Darlington, who drove a stock 210 two-door, 2,438 miles in exactly 24 hours. That's an average of 101.58 miles per hour. A far more than a grueling test for shock absorbers, spindles, hubs, wheels, steering arms, and brakes. It was a test of drivers. And one of those drivers was a woman. Now, this is not to take anything away from the ladies. Motor Trend magazine also considers the everyday aspects of the question, is it easy to drive, and reports this answer to its readers. After testing the 56 Chevy with, as he says, the best engine in the U.S. According to March issue of Motor Life magazine, a lot of people are continually asking why the Chevrolet V8 is so hot, why it runs circles around the bigger cars so easily. The answer is clear. The Chevrolet V8 engine is designed and quality manufactured to be the best. Here is an engine with a pedigree, not just the ordinary V8 design and not slapped together the old-fashioned way on machines which were once used to make four-cylinder L-head engines. Now first, let's consider the fact that today, every U.S. car that uses a V8 engine uses the valve and head design. That's because the valve and head principle is recognized today as a necessity in high compression engines. But until 1, 2, or 3 years ago, most of these cars used old-fashioned L-head engines in V8s and 6s. And these manufacturers had little or no experience in valve and head engines. But not so with Chevrolet. The first Chevrolet valve and head engine was designed and built in 1914. The reason? Chevrolet knew that the valve and head engine was more efficient and more durable than the L-head. And in 1917, Chevrolet introduced the world's first valve and head V8 engine, 32 years ahead of any other manufacturer. In fact, every Chevrolet built since 1914 has been equipped with a valve and head engine. In 42 years, Chevrolet has built over 35 million valve and head engines, more than 3 times as many as all other cars put together. It is this experience in producing valve and head engines that is in the design and manufacture of the Chevrolet TurboFire V8 engine. That's why no other engine can match the Chevrolet V8 in weight to horsepower ratio, free breathing, and short stroke design. These are the key design features made possible by Chevrolet's 42 years of experience in building valve and head engines. But what do they mean to the buyer in performance, durability, and economy? First, weight to horsepower ratio. As we all know, one good horse can easily pull a small wagon, and he can pull it at a good speed. But the same horse has trouble pulling a large, heavy wagon. And so it is with cars. The less weight the engine has to pull, the better and more smoothly it can pull it. The Chevrolet has plenty of weight to give it that safe, secure, and road-holding feeling. But it also has the horsepower under the hood to pull that weight easily, smoothly, and with reserve power for safety. Now that's because the Chevrolet V8 engine weighs only 602 pounds, compared to Ford's 615 pounds and Plymouth's 712 pounds. Yet the Chevrolet V8 develops more horsepower than comparable Ford and Plymouth engines. This lower engine weight also contributes to safer, steadier, and smoother riding comfort because of better overall balance and weight distribution. The Chevrolet's lower engine weight makes possible a more even weight distribution between the front and rear wheels. Chevrolet has 48% of its weight on the rear wheels, while Plymouth has only a shade over 44% and Ford less than 43%. This balance of weight gives the Chevrolet more grip of the road at the rear wheels, as well as easier steering than Ford or Plymouth, because there's less weight on its front wheels.